Do you guys know the self-proclaimed king of Instagram? Does the name Dan Bilzerian tell you something? Well, his Instagram account just screams money, and now this millionaire poker player hopes that his huge following will help him get into the White House. Will he really take on Kanye West in the run for president in 2024? How did he make all this fortune? What controversy did he cause on social media? It's Jason, and I'm gonna tell you why Dan Bilzerian crowned himself the king of Instagram. Dan Bilzerian lives a lavish lifestyle that many would definitely dream of. I said definitely because on his Instagram account, he has 29 million followers, and on all his social media platforms, he's followed by 42 million people. And he wasn't branded Instagram's Playboy King for nothing. On the platform, he is basically known for his shocking displays of his wealth and being constantly surrounded by half-naked women. And very often they're without the half, they're simply just naked. Oh, and he also loves and collects guns. How does he deal with Instagram censorship though? This guy also claims that he's not that into politics, but recently he said that he actually may run for president. Did you know that he's already had some experience in that area? But first, how did this man gather all this money? Dan claims that he wasn't born with any of that stuff. It kind of started with his father, who was a corporate raider on Wall Street. Then, he made a lot of money and set up trust funds for his two sons. Dan had to use part of his fund to get his dad out of prison because the guy was convicted for fraud. And that happened when Dan was in the Navy SEALs. He entered the program in 2000, but after several attempts, he didn't graduate into it. One of the reasons was that he couldn't get beyond the extremely difficult basic underwater SEAL training course. And another reason is that he was dropped from the program for a safety violation on the shooting range. He did a similar thing in 2018 when he flew to Armenia with his father and brother. The court in Azerbaijan even issued an arrest warrant for Bilzerian. Sometime later, after he was kicked out of the Navy SEALs, he enrolled at the University of Florida, majoring in business and criminology. I gotta admit that business is what he does best. Anyway, when he was in college, he learned how to play poker and got addicted to it. He insists that this was the activity that brought him most of his wealth, and it didn't come from the trust fund set up by his father. Dan actually became quite a well-known poker player. In 2013, he claimed that he won almost 11 million from a single night of playing poker. And in 2014, he said that he had won 50 million throughout the year. That for sure is a lot of money. Is that what lured all these women to him? Even the double heart attack which Dan suffered when he was 25 didn't make him slow down his lifestyle, and he constantly updates his fans on his tropical adventures with a herd of women. Bilzerian actually admitted that, surprise surprise, Hugh Hefner is his hero. In an interview for British GQ, he admitted that part of the brand he'd built is having the women and having the freedom and not really conforming to society guidelines. He wants to do what makes him happy, despite what people think that he should be doing. Yeah, we can see that on his Instagram profile. Dan clearly doesn't care about that straight-up sexism. To make his profile of a misogynist complete, he even supports Donald Trump. Dan apparently doesn't worry that much about politics, but he cares enough to run for president. His first attempt at getting into the White House was in June 2015, when Dan announced that he was running for the office in the 2016 election, but he stopped his campaign in December 2015. Ever since then, he's been showing his support for Donald Trump. He told Larry King that he didn't agree with everything that the president does or says, but the one thing he likes was the fact that he's raw and unfiltered, and he would choose him over Hillary Clinton. And recently, Bilzerian told TMZ that he may run for president in 2024 against a fellow celeb, Kanye West. He was asked what he thought of Kanye restating his decision to run for the office, and his answer was that the rapper was better than Hillary Clinton. And then he dropped the bomb and said that he may run for office himself. I wonder who would get Donald Trump's endorsement. After all, both Dan and Kanye are very friendly with the president. This future candidate for the US president sparked outrage more than once though. One time he pushed a 19-year-old adult movie star off a roof aiming for a pool. Fortunately, the girl only broke her foot. He obviously faces backlash over the photos he posts with women on his Instagram. But Bilzerian actually went viral when he was at the scene of the Las Vegas shooting in October 2017. He posted a video showing him running away from the deadly event, and in his commentary, he said that he saw one girl get shot. Later, in an interview for GQ, he complained about how the media treated him after this incident and how they used him for clickbait, and he didn't seem to show an ounce of compassion for the people that lost their lives. Yeah, that's the tough guy he is. What do you think of Dan Bilzerian? Do you follow him on Instagram? Do you think he really will run in the 2024 presidential election? Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with CurioSips. See you next time.